This is part 3 of my Clickers game tutorial in which you'll be able to save and load your progress and reset your game. Let's get started. Let's start by fixing some bugs from part 2 and optimize our scripts to be able to add the saving system later. There is a simple bug where if you buy an upgrade, the text doesn't update right away. And that's simply because we're not updating the text after buying the upgrades. In the manager script, let's add an update text method. Inside, simply update the clicks total text to the total clicks amount. Now instead of calling this method from every script where we change the total clicks amount, let's simply make it so that if our variable changes, it calls the update text method on its own. We do that by simply adding get and set properties to our total clicks float. In the set property, we simply add what must happen when we are changing the variable. In our case, we simply want to call our update text method. Also, in order for this variable to work properly, we must add another variable which will contain its value. So let's add a private float called total clicks. And whenever we're setting our total clicks, we set this new float to value, which is basically the content of the total clicks. Make sure to put this line above our update text method. We also need to add a get property where we simply add what must happen when we're accessing the variable. In our case, we just want to return the value of our total clicks. So now we can get rid of this text update line, and whenever we buy an upgrade, the text updates on its own. Now let's optimize the autoclicks upgrade script. Let's get rid of this line that updates the clicks total text now that it will update on its own. And here, we're updating our total clicks every frame, which is not optimal for performance. Instead, we'll add a private float which will store the added clicks, and let's put this value inside our new float. Now let's check if it's equal or greater than 1, and in that case we add 1 to the total clicks. And let's also reset the added clicks float to 0. As you can see, everything is working as intended. Now we are ready to implement the saving and loading system. For this, we'll be using the playerprefs class for our data storage. The playerprefs is very straightforward. Whenever you update a variable, you save it using playerprefs.set. For example, playerprefs.set int if you're saving an integer. And in order to load back that variable, you simply use playerprefs.get. For example, playerprefs.get int if you're loading an integer. So let's apply this to our game. In the manager script, let's save our total clicks float whenever it's updated. So inside our set property, we simply add playerprefs.set float total clicks. You can set this to anything you want. And lastly, put our value here. Now let's load our variable whenever we start the game. So inside the start method, let's simply set our total clicks to playerprefs.get float total clicks. Make sure that you are using the same key spelling here. As you can see, our total clicks are indeed being saved. Really quick, if you guys are enjoying these tutorials, consider subscribing to the channel to help me make more content. Now let's save our upgrade states. In our autoclicks upgrade script, we want to save the autoclicks per second and minimum clicks to unlock upgrade variables. So let's do that when we buy our upgrade. Now let's load those variables back in our start method. But we must only do this if the saved data is not equal to 0. This is because the default value of the saved data is 0, whereas our variables are set to other values in the inspector by default. Finally, let's head to our bonus clicks upgrade script. Here we will be saving a boolean, but the playerprefs class doesn't support that. So we'll simply use an integer for that, where if it's equal to 0, our boolean is false, and if it's equal to 1, then it's true. So inside our buy upgrade method, let's simply set our has bonus click upgrade to 1. Now again, inside our start method, let's check if this integer is equal to 1, and if it is, let's set our has upgrade boolean to true and set our upgrade button to non-interactable as if we just bought the upgrade. As you can see, we have a working saving and loading system for our game progress. Lastly, let's make the player able to reset his progress. Add a new script called game reset. Inside our update method, let's simply reset our progress whenever we press on the R button. Of course, you can hook this up to any other logic if you'd like. Now let's simply delete all of our saved data first using playerprefs.delete all, and let's also restart our game scene using this line of code. And don't forget to add the using Unity engine.scene management line in top. Back to the editor, let's add our game reset script to the game manager object, and now whenever I press on R, the game resets. We now have a working saving and loading system along the ability to reset your game, which can be easily expanded upon. Special thanks to all my patrons that are helping this channel grow, and if you want to support my work and get access to the project files of my tutorials, the link is in the description.